found it. You found the right one. I love it. All right, guys. For you guys paying attention to these parts videos. For the ones of you that don't know on YouTube, I went out 2 months ago. I went out to Louisville, Kentucky, and I cleaned out a warehouse. 200,000 brand new car parts, and all that's going to come out. But my biggest question was, before I went out, I was on another platform, and before I went out there, a lot of people made, you know how the people are, made the comments, oh, it's all junk. Oh, it's not any good. Blah, 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 blah. Come on in here. Been looking for this particular box because so many of these boxes are full of this. These are all AC parts. Okay, so many of these boxes that we packed up. 7 tractor trailer loads, for the ones that don't know. 7 tractor trailer loads of brand new NORS parts from Louisville, Kentucky, from an automotive warehouse. And when I did some of these videos on a different platform, they said the parts are junk. Look at this. Look in here. These are all mechanical fuel pumps, and we have a Gaylord box. If you don't know what a Gaylord box is, this is the Gaylord box. This right here is a Gaylord box. Okay, if you don't know what they are, we used 137 Gaylord boxes out there. Okay, 137, and you can peek underneath this one. That's all Felpro gaskets. That whole box is full of Felpro gaskets. But when they started ragging me about some of it's going to be junk, I did a lot of research. The only thing that's possible is junk is, did these old fuel pumps hold up? Because we have 4 Gaylord boxes of brand new fuel pumps. And I was waiting to get to them because now we have it all stored in containers until we get the building set up and all the shelves, because we brought the shelving back too. And my big question was, will these 50, 60-year-old fuel pumps hold up and work today? They've never had fuel in them. Is it possible for them to work today? So, and just for you guys on YouTube, you know, really cool old stuff out of there. That's a rod bearing. That's how they used to come. That's actually a rod bearing. Okay. Here's a 48 Cadillac fuel pump. Brand new in the box. Is it any good? I don't have a 48 Cadillac to test it. So, a lot of questions with all this stuff. Lots of questions. We know we got some real good stuff out of there. What's this one? This one's not labeled. Here's another one. What are these fuel pumps? We don't know. Luckily, this one's still in its box, and we got a number on it. What does it say? Bearing sets. No numbers. No number on the bearings. Oh, there is a number. Standard main bearing sets. I can tell just by the size of that, that's a big block. Because there's only 5 bearings, so that's a V8. And the size of the journal, that's a big block. Set of main bearings. Lots of stuff we pulled out of here. But the big question is, I was waiting to find that one box because I put a couple pumps that look like Mopar. And I got a truck out back that needs a fuel pump. I'll tell you more about the story. Let's go. Alright, for you guys on YouTube that haven't been seeing everything that's been happening here with the MotorHead Men Foundation. Last year I was getting ready to go to a car show, and the fuel pump, I bought one of these fuel pumps, mechanical fuel pump on my 440 for the 70 Cuda. And I was losing fuel pressure. So I decided to try to find a different pump. This is one of these expensive pumps, mechanical pumps. Supposed to be better, okay? That one had failed me when I was testing the dual 440, okay? That one failed me. I paid $200 for that. There's a $60 pump, okay? Or maybe it's $40 pump today. But just a plain old cheapy pressed together mechanical. Didn't want to put an electric on it. I've got 6 or 7 electrics. Didn't want to put an electric on because I didn't want to hear the noise. I want to try to drive the Cuda, even though it's got a big cam and all that. I want to drive it normally, and I don't want to hear the noise. I want to hear the radio. This is one I've been saving for years and years, a chrome one. I was going to rebuild it. It's $40 for the rebuild kit today. But when we went to Kentucky and got all them parts, there were so many of these old mechanical fuel pumps. They were all rebuildable in the day. They didn't have these cheapy pressed together ones. Back in the day, in the 70s and the 80s, they were all rebuildable. And I ran across a couple that looked like the old Dodge pump. One's not in a box. That to me looks like the same pump. Okay? So, if anything was going to go bad in that warehouse, it's going to be a fuel pump. Now, even though they've never had fuel to them, there's a chance that these things aren't going to work because they're 50-year-old fuel pumps. The biggest things I had questions about it, taking all that stuff out of that warehouse, were seals going to be dried up. These shelves were 10 foot tall, and up on top of some of the shelves there were gasket kits. We had to throw them all away because they were 60s and 70s gasket kits, and they were junk. The other gasket kits that we found, they were still great condition gaskets. They were newer, obviously ordered in the 80s and the 90s in that warehouse. But the biggest thing was, what in that warehouse could have failed? Could this fuel pump fail? Could this be totally junk? Because if so, I have 300 to 400 mechanical fuel pumps. Yes, they are rebuildable. But who's going to take them and rebuild them today? Can you still buy the parts for this particular pump? This doesn't even have a manufacturer's name on it. It's got a half a number. 57. Looks like maybe 457. Hard to tell. Can you see that? No manufacturer's name. This is a factory replacement, because if it was a GM, a Ford, or a Mopar, it'd have a stamp on it. There's no stamp on it. See, there's the big question. Matching up a big block Mopar pump, bolting it on that Warlock out front, and see if it's going to hold up. Now, the next couple of days, I have some product videos to put out. Now that we're finally organized, now that we're finally getting to the parts and getting them in the storefront for sale, it's time for me to switch gears and go back in the garage. And first thing I want to do is prove the naysayers. Is that 50-year-old pump going to work? Because that's the water pumps, fuel pumps are the things that in my head all the way out there the whole time from the day it was August of last year. I went and looked at all them parts. It was November of last year I went and got all those parts. Part of it was donated, part of it was bought. And I went out there and got all these parts. And the whole time, what's worth taking? What's not worth taking? You know, there were thousands of points and condenser sets. I mean, literally, it would have been like 5 Gaylord boxes of points and condenser sets. And I didn't take them all. I took some. Little did I know, because I'm not in the points and condenser world, that everybody's fighting points and condensers today. Well, thank God I did get probably 1 Gaylord box out of there of points and condensers. But the big question is, what's good, what's bad out of that warehouse from the stuff that's been sitting there brand new? Now, I've got some fuel pumps up front that are still full of the white lithium grease right here from when it was boxed. But that doesn't mean, no, it's never had gas in it. Does that mean that that diaphragm's going to fail? Is it any good? We're going to find out. Stay tuned, guys. CudaBill's back with MotorHead Men, the non-profit foundation, on YouTube. And I'm excited to show all this stuff to you as we figure out what's good and bad from the Toohey warehouse. All right, CudaBill out. All these timing gear sets, they go all the way down here. What kind of distributor cap is that?
I don't know. I got a white one for a 4-cylinder. I ain't never seen a white distributor cap.
Oh, that's a
That motherfucker's badass, ain't it?
Look at that motherfucker. That's gotta be some kind of tractor or something. Gotta be a 4-cylinder tractor. I know what 8N. I know what 8N looks like. Well, we're really getting there now.